The past decade in India has seen the rise of the Hindutva movement. The movement refers to political Hinduism, which seeks to place the Hindu religion at the center of political and social life in India. For many, it also means making India a Hindu nation. And providing the soundtrack to this movement is Hindutva pop, songs filled with hate and bigotry, primarily against Muslims. Songs which, thanks to social media, are very popular in India's hinterland and which some experts blame for inflaming religious tensions across the country.
They
lace upbeat songs with anti-Muslim vitriol. This is the hateful world of Hindutva music. Sandeep Acharya is a rabble-rouser and one of the genre's most famous voices. Tonight, he's the star attraction in Ragadganj, a village in northern India. Fans have travelled far to hear him. The authorities, though, stood by as the hate speech poured forth. You have a song with lyrics which says, "Abdul uncle, you are a tenant in this country. Why should we tolerate your presence?" Why do you think Muslims are tenants in India?
My thinking is when India was divided on religious lines in 1947, then I don't think Muslims should have anything here. They've been allowed to live here, but they're now increasing their population, want to divide India again, and are sitting on our heads.
Singers like Sandeep and their radical songs have consequences. In 2022, a communal riot broke out after a Hindu religious procession turned violent in central India. Hindutva pop and sloganeering was heard on loudspeakers before an incited mob ran riot. Many Muslim homes were burned down and shops were looted.
It was around 7 p.m. 50 to 60 people came running. We just lifted our children and ran to save our lives. They said if we don't, they will also burn us. Our houses and shops were burnt. All my savings gone.
They were playing these songs on the DJ system. When they saw the mosque, the crowds stopped there, played the songs, and started dancing. They had swords in their hands.
Do you take responsibility when an untoward incident like a riot breaks out after your songs are played?
The era has ended when Hindus could be fooled. Whoever does not accept this India can leave the country. If you attack us, we will attack back. It is an eye for an eye.
It's a dangerous message which finds an impressionable audience.
When a Hindu listens to the song, there's a new energy and excitement that develops. It's like if you watch something for hours, you go into a trance.
Prem Krishnavanshi is another popular Hindutva singer, whose most famous song calls on Muslims to go to Pakistan. He says he was inspired by Sandeep.
Sandeep is like my brother and my guru. Before I met him, I did not know the meaning of Hindutva, the meaning of being a Hindu. I had Muslim friends, but then I saw things clearly.
One journalist who has observed the scene for years says it's boiling over.
The tension is in the environment. It has reached everywhere. It is manifested in schools, in universities, in campuses, among youth. Worst part is that the government is ignoring it. They're looking the other way. There are laws to prevent it. There are laws to check it. But if you leave it, then tomorrow we are sitting on a, it is like a tinderbox.
Even if the authorities do crack down on Hindu hate music, it may not be enough to comfort the country's minority Muslim population, increasingly under threat from Hindu nationalism.
And that was a small part of a documentary that you can watch on the DW documentary channel on YouTube. My colleague Akanksha Saxena was behind the documentary and she joins me now for more. Akanksha, a very compelling report there from you. Can you tell us a bit about who these singers are and where they come from?
Right. Thank you for having me, Biresh. These singers come from what can be called the hinterlands of India, small villages, small towns. And I went to meet some of these people in the state called Uttar Pradesh, which is the most populous state in India. And it is also very crucial for major political parties because it sends the largest number of lawmakers to the parliament. Now, these singers are hugely popular because they have struck big by tapping into the right-wing Hindu ideology, which has become immensely popular and holds political capital. So, I speak to the ones in northern India, but this phenomenon I also think is not limited to only one region or one state. Hindutva pop is also getting popular in the villages and in small towns of other states like Assam, Karnataka, in different languages as well. So these songs are shared on WhatsApp. They're played at political rallies and, they're treated, these people are treated as pop stars in these parts because they wield a lot of power and they're very popular.
But are they members of political parties as well?
Well, some of them are and some of them are not, but the ones that I featured in this documentary are members of a vigilante group, which is, basically was founded by Yogi Adityanath, who's the chief minister of Uttar Pradesh. They are pictures of these singers with, these at government functions, at political rallies, and also with the chief minister. So, singers like them have direct or indirect affiliation to political parties or even larger groups like the RSS or VHP. So there are connections, there are political patronage that some of these singers enjoy.
So in a way, are you saying that the ruling BJP is, in a sense, fomenting this kind of music?
Well, I mean, if the singers are singing during election campaigning and it's normalizing hate and division in the society, which is used for political gains, I'm not saying it, but this is a reality of this ecosystem. They serve as a means to reach to the masses, so the political parties use them. They not maybe reaching out to people who read election manifestos, but they're reaching out to people, who are helping build, public opinion. So I just think that apart from hate songs, they're also singing, on other issues which are, important to in defining policies of the BJP.
Right.
And, some of these are implemented by them, like the CA, NRC, the Uniform Civil Code. So they're singing on all these things as well.
Let's talk about this Hindutva pop business because you also spoke to a BJP spokesperson. I'd like to play that soundbite right now.
Bharatiya Janata Party doesn't have any space for any sort of hate, and we do not encourage it. So if such songs has been sung by certain singers and some people think that they are very derogatory, and they are very harmful for the peace and harmony of the society, they should go ahead and they should file FIR against those singers.
FIR there refers to a first information report, essentially a police complaint. But Akanksha, in these politically charged times, how safe is it to file a hate speech complaint?
It is not very safe, and not many people actually come out and report these instances because they're also very scared. They think that there could be a reprisal against them on one pretext or the other. They might not be directly linked to, because, of an action against them because of the complaint. It could be on something like, sending a bulldozer to their home and calling the home as, illegal construction. But one thing I just want to point out here that it's not only the complaints made by individuals or organizations that are important. The police, the authorities, authorities can actually take suo motu cognizance, which is basically that they are not required, people are not required in person to make official complaints. Police can take active cognizance, and they can report and charge people. But this doesn't really happen because, you saw in the documentary also, the police and authorities were like, mute and were not really, they could
Right.
hear the hate songs, but nothing was like really taking place. So there is some level of, it seems like, institutional acceptance to this phenomenon.
What will this atmosphere of hate and institutional backing do to the world's largest democracy?
I mean, it's a difficult question. There is a lot of division, there is a lot of polarization right now in the country, and it is serving a lot of political gain. I just feel that, the childhood when I grew up, where in the schools we had songs about secularism, some of these songs and these words like, secularism, which is enshrined in the Constitution of India, have now become words that are very loosely used to define like the liberal left, there is a constant attack on when reports like these come out. Personally, that happened with me as well on the Twitter space. But I just feel that in this context, the division is going to empower, the electorate, and this is the electorate that goes to vote, and the right-wing ideology is here to stay.
Akanksha Saxena, thanks so much for bringing us that report, and thank you so much for that context. Thanks so much.
Thank you.